It's the time to get down.
Wake up, it's a brand new day. Let's get down on the good news train. Have your morning coffee with Mario every Monday. Get the 311 before the morning's done. Laugh until you cry. You can always rely on morning coffee with Mario every Monday. Morning coffee with Mario.
Yeah. Good to be here.
That's
Man,
what
you know, put a little thing on my stuff.
Your stuff went somewhere, man. Where'd your stuff go?
My stuff is off and not acting right, but I'm fixing it.
You can't. You know what? You have to clap for yourself. You have to clap for yourself, man.
I had to fix it. Good morning, everybody. Man, there are those Mondays that are difficult to handle, that are difficult to do because you're recuperating. And I must admit, I am totally recuperating based on the events that we did for the weekend. We had a wonderfully active weekend. It started with the wonderful Friday night agenda that had Tyrone Dubois coming by for Mario's Magic Mixtape, as we did our favorite male vocalist. And then we had the award-winning I Victor with Miko's challenge going on at 9. So that was a busy night. And plus we were testing things after that for Saturday's show that was here with Niels.
Right.
Producer, songwriter, guitarist.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a great, hot, wonderful evening here Saturday night with Niels. The stuff is going up as I speak. And so you'll be able to go and get and watch that. It should be today. It's going up right now.
Most people don't realize, well, they don't care. But you have to realize, hey, what's up, you guys? Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to the world. Mario and I haven't really even gone over anything since the our event on Saturday. Do you realize, man, that from Friday evening, starting showtime at 8 o'clock, till I guess you can say 9 o'clock official stop time on Saturday night. You know how many shows? That's 3 shows in less than about 15 hours, 16, 17 hours. You didn't think about it that way.
Right, didn't think about it that way.
You didn't think about it. Back to back on Friday, roll in, and then you actually got started earlier because you had to do the rehearsal stuff and set up testing when they got here, which was around 2:30 or 3. So literally, you're going 1, 2, 3, and hauling equipment, moving and setting up, because we couldn't set up because half the equipment was for the night before. So that's why you are.
I want to thank those of you who tuned in. I want to thank all the folks that came by.
Yeah.
Stephanie Ray, Jamel came by. Thank you, Jamel.
Oh, yeah.
I brought a friend, Roy, wonderful. He'll be coming back. I wish I knew some more, was good on some of like Roy's last name, but he's a gifted artist,
right?
From what we hear, so we wanted to hear more about him. And other folks that were there.
Motorcycle
Tony Pickett.
Yeah, Motorcycle Dan.
Motorcycle Dan.
I call him Motorcycle.
There you go.
Hey, Humboldt County, if you ever see this, has some people that was up from way up in Humboldt County, had his clothing line here. So, hey, look, it was inspiring. Michelle, their crew, how you doing, Michelle? And now that you got to see the example, get ready, you guys. You might to see a different type of content, a different type of show. I don't want to say anything. We're discussing when that can happen. So we may have a couple of holiday affairs happening in December, and we're going to go after this with the possibility that the weather is a challenge.
The heaters,
challenge.
One thing I will say,
yeah,
our heaters were up to the task for the most part. The column heater, and then we had the new fireplace.
But the equipment.
It still was getting wet and damp.
That's right. So
while we were right here, they got dew.
So
Mountain Dew.
Nils didn't think about it. This is something else to think about because we've always said this. The people were fine because the way everybody was dressed, it was like it was not a tropical night, but not a overwhelmingly cold night. But we never thought about the computers and the equipment, man. That's a lesson.
Well, all you got to do is cover stuff up. The thing that's so interesting, it's always worked for us, Vic, because we know we could put an awning up. Remember, like the one we had one before, like an awning.
Yeah.
Except they were one of the big L.A. storms.
Right.
The awning ended up almost 2 blocks away.
Not good for a lot.
Street.
Not good to have that happen.
It blew away. It was actually blue. It shows you the power of these storms.
Right.
So, but anyway, so you can go look. Neil's live at Pack Stereo TV. It's going up there today as we speak. I'll be doing the editing on the rehearsal too. And the setup. We did a whole live thing, and that'll be available for people to see too.
Right.
Okay. Thank you once again to everybody for coming out and joining. We've got now, Vic, officially 4,286 members.
Cool.
At Pack Stereo TV.
Cool.
So I want to thank people for going by the website. Y'all, I've been working hard on the website. You know, what's funny about stuff like that, you work long hours and then you guys don't really see it. What you mostly notice is a lack of problems.
Right.
But I've been fixing things, our new broadcast, Vic, at the website, along with the Now Playing. That's up there, but it's not working yet. I'll be fixing that today. The Now Playing bar, but it's up. It's not moving.
Right.
But all that'll be fixed today.
Right.
And a bunch of other things. So we're getting our website up there while we're also streaming, Vic, now using this new distribution. But I was playing it one day technically, but basically you stream the video up to one spot on the web.
Syndicates.
Then they send it like 5 places.
Right.
Well, we have two of those accounts.
Right. That's right.
Okay, we never can just do the regular stuff. So we have 2 of those accounts. So right now, Vic, we're doing all the new stuff plus the Ustream, the live stream. It's all going. Plus we got all the platforms.
Right.
So I don't know if we have Twitter, Periscope. I have to double check that one.
Yeah, you have to.
That was the issue. So everybody. Okay, so tomorrow night, Quiet Storm is back because last week I had to take off. Let me tell you something about that too last week. The reason why I took off last week is because a good friend of mine who supports us so much, Lachelle Sargent, she invited me to a premiere at Warner Brothers. Now, Vic, this was a premiere from their digital, okay? Right. This is their digital stuff. It's called Stage 13 because it's a whole reason why because normally they don't have a Stage 13 because of superstition. But they made this new stage, the Stage 13, which is all digital. Okay. And what's so amazing, Vic, they're not planning for these shows to have network distribution. Okay. Not even cable distribution, really, for the most part. They're talking about internet. So these are shows developed for the internet. Special division. Right. That's why we were asked to come and take a look at it. Okay. And so I really loved what they were doing. I love what they were doing on a bunch of levels, Vic. And I got a chance to look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different shows. Right. Which are acted out, scripted shows that are developed really just for the web.
The backbone is still the production house is Warner Brothers.
What they've done is they've gone out and gotten people who are doing things, doing shorts, and then they've empowered them with full, production.
I'll say it again. See, I keep going. We'll go to, where I'm going.
Yeah.
All they're doing is saying we're not going to do our traditional distribution model, a lot of money on the front end, because they can't afford to flip those shows every season, and then they get canceled. And then all of a sudden it's a horde of them and that money is gone. So why not take it in an optional direction? And so it still gets the weight of their platform, but not the traditional practices.
Well, that's what's amazing in the fact that they're not intending this for network delivery. Right. That's the part that most got me, that they were doing it for the web. Right. So amazing stuff Warner Brothers is doing. I like the shows. I'm wishing them well on this because when I see them do these kinds of things, I'm pleased because I think it's truly innovative. I wish that the folks who are behind this, including the producers, I wish and hope that they get the full support of the network, because it's hard to prove the value of these things.
Right.
Initially, that's part of it. How you want to look at what kind of metrics. For example, it's hard to measure the weight of that branding as opposed to viewers, right? To be known for doing these kind of things. So anyway, we commend them and thank you, Lachelle Sargent, for that. We continue with the latest show in scripting, Mario Hemsley, which records on Wednesdays, who knows what time. It's one of those shows that's not scheduled for the most part. Some Wednesday afternoons at some point. This is the biographer, Emil Bonti, my buddy, who's doing the research on the book on me. The books, he's doing a couple. And so I suggested that he do interviews live on the air, and that's what we're doing, and recording them. So it's continuing again this Wednesday. Friday Night Agenda, 11/17. I'll be here by myself. Tyrone Dubois is not going to be here this Friday. And the theme for this Friday is Artists Who Redefine Jazz. And the show will include a Gil Scott-Heron mini concert. So this is for the artists who redefine jazz. Of course, my perspective on all of that. And the Gil Scott-Heron mini concert is part of that too, right about 15 minutes till. All right, and then immediately following the Mario's Magic mixtape on Friday is the I Victor featured Miko's Challenge. What's coming up, Vic? Any idea? Well,
yeah, I can't give it away because part of that is giving you some kind of idea of a script. There is no script. I can tell you from last week, Miko didn't know that the show was going to be tabled with the real interaction of Hollywood producers and directors that she currently is involved with in projects, and the reality of how to deal with them now that you're under a different umbrella. Reality is real. So this is going to be ongoing for her. So it shifted a little bit. You guys didn't see no characters last week that dealt with, say, Victor Garcon or Twitching Mike, or even I Victor even challenging, which is just me and my normal. So we went to a different route. Because part of the challenge is not just coming into the studio, and that's what we're bridging on the show. It's the walk of life challenges that happen outside, and then we try to do either enact them, empower, or transfer the question, is that the right move to make? And then last week it was about Miko and gifts from a producer called The Boots. So we'll see what happens this upcoming Friday because there's a teaser in there, but you guys got to go watch the last of it. So I'm not going to tell you. You got to go watch the video. Now, take that.
All right, we got the whole thing coming up today, you guys. We got the news, the hot picks, the sports. For the news, I can tell you my topics are today. We're going to give you a little bit of an update. Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Also, we're going to talk a little bit about the Texas shooter, a little more information that's coming out from his ex-wife. Wow, more of an indictment on the system and let him slip through the cracks. In terms of our weekly Trump disaster update, Vic, I'm going to talk about how the president, in his Twitter rant, said he would never call Kim Jong-un short and fat.
Yeah, I saw that.
We'll be talking about that in our weekly Trump disaster update. Today in Mario's Marijuana for Dummies, Colorado girl is suing Jeff Sessions to legalize medical marijuana nationwide, taking it to the courts. Veterans with PTSD can now apply to use medical marijuana legally in New York City. It was announced on Veterans Day. Was Veterans Day usually a Sunday? Las Vegas opens a new marijuana drive-through, first of its kind in the country.
There you go.
And now there's a new cannabis lube for those who want to heighten their sexual experiences with a cannabis infused. Oh, that's crazy shit.
That's a good one.
Hey, Vic, what do you have for sports or hot picks?
For sports and hot picks, it's real easy. It's the question. If anybody don't know, is Paul Robeson, unlike any other black athlete in American history?
Great
It's the
example,
question.
my brother.
Okay.
Great example.
Question. Also, continue on professionals home away from home. We take it not only to part 2, but staying away from Southern Cal because that was a prime directive for last week's show. Now we're going to go global. So in part 2, home away from homes, and then of course we're going to look at the changing of the guard in the NFC division as all of a sudden the power play of up and coming teams, they're rising hard, including is New Orleans for real. And it seems like AFC is the same old, same old. It's the Pats and everybody else is struggling, dragging their asses. But we'll get some updates. And then the NBA, there is a streak going down with a certain team, totally unexpected. It's a streak. We'll talk about it, man. We'll talk about it.
Acknowledging the wonderful Facebook crowd out there. Got to say good morning and send out much love to my partners in crime, Mac McAllister and PMC. They're in the. You know what's amazing? And Eric just chimed in. Hey there, Eric Wilson. Hey, what's amazing is that now that we have such an integral Facebook connection, and it's very much integrated into what we do, that folks are watching the videos now in different places. So I notice.
Right.
That our regulars, like, Mac PMC,
right,
now they're watching at Facebook. Now, we've installed a new broadcast machine, even updated the IMAX page, Vic. Now the IMAX page, besides the Ustream and the live stream, includes the 3 distribution points for us.
Right.
The 2 Joycasters and Mixter.com. So
right.
The IMAX page has all our streams.
Right.
Just going out, just a bunch of visuals. You could watch different places. If one ain't working, you could watch another one. So you have all that stuff. But I wanted to just take a minute to acknowledge all those Facebook people were in your face having the morning coffee.
Yeah.
All right. So write to us in there. Write to us on the thing and reach out and see the show. Yeah, you remember Eric Wilson, Vic?
Yep.
Mr. Hair Supreme.
Yes.
The Supreme Hair.
Yep.
Stylist. We have some good friends. What can I say? Good to hear from you. Hey, you guys. So now, here's the latest slideshow animation. I just did it this morning, featuring the photos from last week's Friday Night Agenda, which was the I Victor Feature Meekles Challenge and the Magic Mixtape, and Saturday's photos, Neil's live here in the courtyard. Okay? Oliver Cease Brown and Clydeen Jackson.
And, of course...
Oh, Tony Saunders.
There you go.
Got to give it up for them.
Yeah.
Yes. Take a look. Here's the video. We'll be right back. pictures.
Yeah.
I tried to fit them all in there, and I made it move a little bit fast, I think. But you got a chance to see it. Wonderful weekend. Like they said, when I look back on it, it was busy.
Yeah.
It was busy.
With basically, let me just say this. Proving that you can actually do it with just two of us.
Oh, you're right.
One thing. Because really, and let me just say this. I want to thank what I call people who are doing with the soft courtesy and assistance. Zenobia Millette, I want to thank you also.
And for the quiche.
Right. For the quiche and everything wonderful. But for the most part, anybody else having responsibilities.
Trayvon Haynes and Emel were helping me out. Thank you.
And to look at it, the work is not during the show as much as it's the prep, take down, clean up before, and then during and after. So technically, yeah, many thanks for those who helped out in the pinch during. But everything that you saw was going on, we were using our backs. See, that's why I keep telling you.
My ass is time to all you guys. You know what?
And then prep for another
show.
show.
A bit much.
Oh man,
Even
that
though
was.
I'm working on doing things on a smarter.
Proving it.
Yes, the question is, we got to organize all this storage of equipment, which we don't use but so often. That's a big deal.
Yes, yeah. This is supposed to be transformative, and it's supposed to be easier. And we're trying to prove that you can actually organize it in a simplistic way. But when you start dealing, which I've always said, whenever you're dealing with bands, that by itself, without the streaming, without the platform, without everything else, is a job. And you can understand why facilities sit there and say, look, we're going to reap some benefits if it's going to be a hosting here. We're going to get alcohol. We're going to get security services, and we're going to get all those other things that go along with the atmosphere so that band can be featured, or the artist. And you understand why it's a business thing, and it's very hard to pull this off just as a courtesy and just say, oh, I won't be wore out by it. It wears you out. Imagine if you had to do this twice a week, because what happens beforehand and after. So now you do need a crew, because there's nowhere in the world you could do this. Even if you did it 4 times, you had a group for 2 months. Band, 5-piece band.
It was ambitious, streaming all that stuff, both the pre-show, and I'm looking right now on Facebook, and and the episode that was there.
Right.
There's a bunch of videos. There's some pictures folks put up. There's Zenobia, Niels, and I. But there's the whole thing here. We recorded an hour and 15 minutes.
Right.
Into Facebook.
Okay.
So, ambitious stuff.
Yeah.
Ambitious stuff. So what can I say? Meredith also gave me a hand. Meredith Bill, Lasting Value.
Oh, cool. Big ups, Meredith.